start, I guess. Um, I remember the first time I had morphine. I got in a car accident years ago, and and I was with my partner at the time. They weren't in the car, but I got in the car accident, and then I went to the hospital, and I called them, crying, telling them I got in a car accident. The hospital that I went to um, couldn't treat me. They needed to transfer me to a different hospital. Um, I don't remember why, but I guess they didn't have what they needed there, so they needed to take me somewhere else. Mm, my pain was really growing, and it was just getting worse and worse. I remember I went to the restroom, and when I really had to go, like, potty and stuff, I remember peeing blood, which was really, what's the word? Really scary, I guess. I mean, what kind of person wouldn't be scared seeing blood in their pee and stuff? Whatever. Um, so before I left, they gave me a little bit of morphine, for the pain, and then they took me in the ambulance truck all the way to the, other hospital, and then it was like really kicking, and like the morphine was kicking in, um, and I don't really remember much of the car ride. It felt like it went really quick. And then once we got to the hospital, I remember they were wheeling me down the hall and stuff. And them wheeling me down the hall uh, gave me really bad nausea. And I didn't like that. I felt like I was gonna barf right there. But fortunately, it didn't happen. Um, so that's good. Um, pain went away. So, or I think they had me on a morphine trip. I'm really not sure. It's been forever. And but the reason why I bring it up is because there was a second time I had morphine, and this was a few months ago, or maybe a month or two ago. Um, I was having really bad pain in one of my eyes, so I, like, something like 11 o'clock at night, um, I told my brother, "Oh, can you drive me to the hospital?" Because at the time I wasn't able to drive because currently right now I'm not able to drive because I don't have I lost vision in one of my eyes, and right now I'm getting third surgery for it. So uh yeah, yeah. Sorry. I guess it doesn't really matter, but I went to the hospital for my eye pain, and it was hurting really, really bad. It was somewhere maybe, I'd say 8. It was really, really bad, like right in my eye. It felt so bad that I expected them to take me to surgery and then just take out my eyeball. Like, it was that bad. Um, but they looked at it and said it looks okay. And then they just gave me morphine for the pain. And the second time was much, much more enjoyable because they didn't take me anywhere. And I remember the second time especially just numbed my entire body. Kind like the first time, but I didn't feel any nausea because they were wheeling me around and stuff, obviously. Um, and it felt so good for a small moment. It just felt nice, I guess. Uh, at that time, I definitely saw that how people can easily get hooked on that, not feeling anything, and felt completely numbing. Like, I don't know, I guess it's hard to really describe the feeling just because, um, unless you're feeling it, you can't really super remember it, but it felt like for a moment the world didn't hurt so much, I guess. Um, and the reason why I bring that up, my morphine experience, is because um, I recently started having panic attacks. They first started when I was working, um, and I was having panic attacks, and they're originating from social anxiety. So I was having social anxiety panic attacks. I think that's the word for it. Um, and every time I tried going back to work, I just had another panic attack, and it was the worst feeling. Just to have them to not even be capable of even working anymore. Um, so then I was always at home resting from my panic attacks or trying to talk to my therapist. That's when I stopped being able to. I lost vision in one of my eyes, which is my left eye. Um, and my right eye is a lazy eye. So once I lost vision in my left eye, which was my only good eye, I stopped being able to do everything. I stopped being able to drive, stopped being able to go to work. I basically stopped being able to do a lot of things, and I was homebound for a lot of it, or still am. Um, uh, sorry. Um, funny. I've had panic attacks here and there ever since I started having them. They obviously only happen um, when I'm outside with like strangers and stuff. Obviously stems from that social aspect, and I just can't really do it. Um, and I guess why it stemmed from that all that originally is because 2 days ago, 2 days ago, I had another panic attack, and again, it wasn't enjoyable. Anyone who's had a panic attack can definitely see it was not enjoyable. Um, and the reasoning for this one was I started walking um, just like around my block and stuff like that, or like around my neighborhood, um, just so I can stay in shape, or maybe not so much stay in shape, but just do something outside of the house. Because doing nothing, not being able to do nothing really, really sucks and really drowns at you after a while, drains. Um, so once I started doing that, there was one day where um, I ran out of my anxiety medicine, and it was only for one day. Um, But before I ran out of my anxiety medicine, that's when I was walking around my neighborhood, and I picked the worst time to start walking at this time because I lived next to a high school, so that meant that I accidentally went like right at the time that all the kids came out. Um, so um, yeah, so there were just a lot of kids around, and I just tried avoiding them, which was no problem. It felt really, really anxious to me. Um, but it wasn't so bad, I guess. I just tried my best to avoid them. Um, then I got home, and then 2 days after that, that's when I ran out of my anxiety medication, um, and then just out of pure coincidence, I guess I was looking up panic attacks and just researching panic attacks just because I wanted to know what exactly might spark a panic attack or something like that. I didn't really find out the answer too much, I guess. Um, what what's one of the words? As it seems, somebody was laughing at my torment. I guess that um somebody laughing at my misfortune, whatever. While I was searching up panic attacks, that made me think about when I was outside and there were kids outside walking with me, and I basically had a panic attack at that moment, just reliving that moment that I was outside and there were kids walking, and it made me feel at that time, I guess, less of a person, which every panic attack pretty much makes me feel less of a person. Like I can't even control my own um like emotions or feelings or things like that. And I, I probably sound really sad um, in this video, but because I wanted to just document my feelings, whether if somebody listens to them or not.